Tonight, we dive straight into the issues. In Edo State, the PDP has raised concerns over alleged mismanagement of 4.2 billion naira and a perceived lapse in governance. In Lagos, the APC is facing criticism following claims that state institutions are used to obstruct an ADC meeting. Meanwhile, in Kaduna State, police have summoned former Governor Nasir El-Rufai and several ADC chieftains of allegations of criminal conspiracy. Now, these events reflect ongoing scrutiny of political processes and institutional conduct in the lead-up to future elections. This is PHQ. Welcome. I am Dakbo Adigboye. Let's get the answers. Political tensions are rising in Edo State as the People's Democratic Party levels serious allegations against the state government, accusing it of mismanaging 4.2 billion naira and abandoning core governance responsibilities. These claims come just months after the Supreme Court reaffirmed Governor Okpebholo's victory, raising questions about transparency, accountability, and the direction of leadership in the state. With opposition voices growing louder and public scrutiny intensifying, this unfolding drama could reshape the political landscape in one of Nigeria's most strategic states. Tonight, we break down the accusations, the government's response, and what it means for the people of Edo State and the state's future. Well, joining me right now is Adaze Emwanta, is the special advisor to the Edo State Governor on legal matters. Thank you for your time, Barrister Emwanta.
Yeah, good evening, Dakmo. It's a pleasure to be on your program this evening, and good evening to our viewers at home.
All right, let's take a deep dive into these allegations by the People's Democratic Party. But before, of course, we get into the conversation, let me bring Shedrach Udugbai, is the special advisor to the former governor, that's Godwin Obaseki. He joins also virtually from Benin City. Thank you for your time, Mr. Shedrach.
Thank you very much. The pleasure is mine being here.
All right, let me start. Maybe I should start with you, Mr. Udugbai. The People's Democratic Party is accusing the Edo State government, of mismanaging a tune of 4.2 billion naira of taxpayers' money, largely, according to the PDP, was used to purchase luxury SUVs for commissioners. It's even alleged that the value of some of these vehicles run to about 150 million naira, and described, this expenditure as wasteful and insensitive to the people of Edo State. There are quite a number of issues, but let me start with that. I mean, Mr. Udugbai, you are the special advisor to the former governor of the state, and you are also a member of the People's Democratic Party. I mean, these allegations are strong. Can you please break it down? What are the evidence?
The vehicles that are being bought are not being kept inside the houses now. They have been driven around. They have been showcased in government house. When Monday Okpebholo came into office, he first of all bought about 30 Prado Jeeps, and he gifted a few of them to party leaders and party chieftains. He added another 30 Hilux vehicles that could serve as escorts to government officials. And shortly after that, he bought another 60 Hilux vehicles that he was distributed to security agencies in an attempt to cover security in the state. Where persons like me were of the opinion that what needed to be done was to reposition and rejig the state vigilante, the state policing system that Obaseki had utilized to ensure that crime and criminality is nipped at the bud. He practically disbanded the leadership and bought Hilux vehicles and gifted it to security officers. It was just about 6 months after I did that, about a couple of weeks ago, some days ago, he discovered that initiative had no meaningful. When he bought the vehicles, security cases in Edo State even increased. There were more killing, more kidnapping, more headers and farmer clashes. It was just recently went to buy a motorcycle Okada to about 3. He said over 300 Okada. And then when you say over 300, I begin to wonder, is it that Okpebholo cannot count the vehicles, the Okada he bought that we are seeing in pictures, or is it that everybody in government cannot count 1, 2, 3 again? Over 300 is not a number. They should let us know exactly how many Okada was being bought. But that's what you get when all of these actions of government is being covered with crime and criminality. Obviously, some of the Okadas already found their ways to the house of party chieftains and party leaders. And then one of the vehicle that was being bought, Okada that was bought, a Chinese vehicles. Okpebholo on associate office inherited a 570 Lexus from Godwin Obaseki. He didn't use that vehicle. He gifted
so,
it to the
because that's where I'm going. Please hold on. Please hold on. Hold on, Mr. Shedrach. Mr. Shedrach.
He bought another vehicle.
Mr. Shedrach, please hold on. I know that you've said quite a number of things, but I just want to get something clear. You are part of the former government. There were official vehicles too that your administration used. Was it properly? Did you hand it over? Did the former administration hand those vehicles that it used over, to the government, to this new administration? Was there a handover?
I just told you that Godwin Obaseki, as governor, was using a Lexus 570 Jeep as the official vehicle. He handed that vehicle over to Monday Okpebholo and a host of other vehicles. But what we saw was that Monday Okpebholo dropped that vehicle. He first of all went to buy a Lexus 600 LX. That one costing almost 500 million. He didn't use that vehicle for up to 3 months. He dropped it and bought another Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon. And that G-Wagon cost about $1.2 million, roughly about 2 billion naira. And after that, he went on to begin, he bought 100 vehicles for Edo land. When you do Edo land to a large extent, is not the priority. A local transportation is not the priority of Edo people.
Shedrach.
All these vehicles we see being bought is because the government is interested in siphoning state resources.
Okay, Shedrach, you've made some valid, you've made some points. You've made some points here. You've made some points. Thank you very much. You've made some points. Thank you very much. I just wanted to confirm, for the benefit of the viewers watching, that there was an handover of the previously used vehicles by your government, at least when you were in government, to the new government. So let me bring in Barrister Emwanta into this conversation. You are the special advisor to the current governor of Edo State on legal matters. We know that the Edo State government has responded to this, calling this mere propaganda and falsehood. But I'd like to hear from you directly on behalf of the government.
Yeah, thank you, Dakbo. I don't think it's responsible for any past government official, like a parrot with open mouth, to make very, false statements. First, to correct the impression that Obaseki handed over vehicles. The truth is, there was a vehicle recovery committee that recovered vehicles from officials of government. The former secretary to government, over 7 vehicles were recovered. The former chief of staff, over 8 vehicles. Even some of these persons had sold some of these vehicles that were recovered. And it's quite unfortunate to hear Shedrach open his wide mouth to talk about a vehicle that Obaseki handed over. The convoy of Obaseki had close to 20 vehicles. The only vehicle was a flat vehicle that was recovered, and that vehicle was not in a good shape. The only vehicle that he bought before leaving was the one in the liaison office, which was a decoy for those other vehicles he took away. They had over 10 vehicles, SUVs, that Obaseki took away. It's just that Obaseki, as we speak, is abroad as a fugitive from justice. Himself, his wife, they refused to come to Nigeria to account for how they plundered Edo State patrimony. Unfortunately, this one government that left a debt profile of over $500 billion just wrote contracts alone over 100 billion. So for us, we will not engage them.
All right, so just quickly, Barrister Emwanta, before you move on, sir, before you move on, just to get this out of the way, just to get this out of the way. So you had to set up a committee, you had to set up a committee to recover the vehicles.
This is because as an opposition, they don't have anything to talk about. They lack content.
You said you had to set up a committee to recover the vehicles. It wasn't like it was willfully handed over. You had to set up a committee to recover the vehicles from the previous administration. Is that what you're saying, sir? Some of the vehicles.
Exactly. Just as I mentioned, these vehicles were stolen. Most of these vehicles were sold. So the government had to set up a committee, headed by Kelly Okumbawa, to recover these vehicles. I just told the former chief of staff, Osagbo Oya, went away with over 8 vehicles, and these vehicles were recovered. So that this present administration, if most of these vehicles they took were returned, I don't think this government would have bought new vehicles. As I speak to you, I'm a special advisor on legal matters. I'm here to be given an official vehicle. So when you hear people like Shedrach go to town with all kinds of lies, it shows they lack content. It's not a question of opening your mouth wide on the national TV without facts. You see how he gives facts of issues he has no knowledge of. This is the governor of the Edo State he's talking about that has a very modest convoy. If you go to the governor's house, he does not have more than 4 vehicles at any given time. Outside his 2 official vehicles, the pilot and the backup. So if they don't have anything to say as an opposition, it's better they keep quiet. You know, than to, okay, the 4.something billion they claim has been spent. Can they give us a breakdown? They have members in the House of Assembly. So when you see an opposition, you know, party make noise like a PDP, which is highly factionalized, it means they lack content.
All right.
So
you raised a very important question. You said
to engage Edo people on how the governor has brought development to every nook and corner of our state.
All right, we'll get to the aspect of development, but just to get this out of the way, you put it to him. You said you would like to have a breakdown of how those vehicles were recovered, the 4.2 billion that they claim. So I'm going to put it to you, Mr. Shedrach. You said that these vehicles were bought, you know, with a very lump sum, according to People's Democrat, about 4.2 billion. What's the breakdown like? What's the evidence? Do you have any hard, concrete copy?
You know, Adaze Emwanta, you know, when you carry these kind of characters to public domain to engage in issues and they try to cover their small life with bigger lives, it's very annoying. Why did you not tell me that Okpebholo is not using a G-Wagon worth $1.2 million? Why did you not tell me Okpebholo did not buy resources? Why did you not tell me that Okpebholo did not share those vehicles? Okpebholo did not buy 50 lots to share for party chieftains? Okpebholo did not buy cars to share for all those consequential entities within the political structure? But me, you see, okay, go and check the statistics of the Bureau of Police Recruitment. Statistics of the Bureau of Foreign Statistics. It says that Okpebholo in the first quarter spent 3.5 billion for foreign travels. This is not my statistics, so go and check. The Nigerian statistics says.
We'll get to the aspect of foreign travels, please. I just want us to stay in context.
Foreign direct investment attracted.
We will get to that. We will get to that, Shedrach. Maybe before we go on this break, let me ask you this direct question so that we can move on. Shedrach, you are part of the former government. Did you also have an official vehicle?
No, I did not. We had what we call the Move Monkey. It was a pool of vehicle. There was no commissioner. There was no special advisor. Even the SSG spoke of never used an official vehicle. All throughout it was the government for the last 4 years. This Adaze Emwanta was a member of the former government. Ask him if he had vehicles when he was in that government. You see, when they bring people like this who know how best to lie, Nigerians know, Edo people knew that Godwin Obaseki did not buy vehicle for commissioners and special advisors. He did not buy vehicle. We had a pool of vehicle where we go to collect vehicle. When you want to go, when you want to move from one place to another, you make a call and they come and pick you. Once you finish using the vehicle moves back to the pool for being reused by another commissioner. That's how we're able to cut down the cost of governance. But when Okpebholo is sharing vehicles for every special advisor, 20 slots were approved for special advisors. He had used all 20 up. 20 slots for commissioners. He has used all the 20 and he's now applying to the House of Assembly to grant him extra 8, making 28 commissioners in our state. He has utilized all the slots for board appointments. He has infiltrated government by all forms of cronies and inconsequential elements.
All right.
Uploaded government.
All right.
Let me please. Even this Adaze Emwanta that is speaking here, so his own position is a product of cluelessness and ignorance. In a state where we have the Attorney General and Chief Security, Attorney General and Chief Legal Advisor of the state.
All right. Thank you so much. Please, we would like you to address. We would like you to address the issues, not the person. Please kindly address the issues and not the person, right? So please, just quickly before we go on break, I'd like to go back to you, Barrister Emwanta, to just briefly, react to what he has said. Briefly, before we go on break.
Yeah, thank you, Dakmo. This is national TV. When you see somebody on the other side, like, what's his name, Shedrach, talk like a motor park tout, you see no sense of civility. First of all, I served in Obaseki's government as Commissioner for Information.
At this point, we'll come back to you, Barrister Emwanta. We need to go on a quick break.
Just allow me to land. You gave me enough time, and because we are talking of Nigerians at home.
Barrister Emwanta, I assure you, when we return...
Obaseki did not provide vehicles, but provided a grant of 2.5 million quarterly, which served as a way of supporting people to acquire their own vehicles. At the end of the day, there was no form of accountability.
All right, we'll definitely pick up on that. We'll pick up on that, Barrister Emwanta. Please stay with us. Once we return, I assure you, we'll get your thoughts. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Many thanks for staying with us. I still have my guest with me. Barrister Adaze Emwanta is the special advisor to the Edo State Governor on legal matters. I also have Shedrach Udugbai. He's or was the special advisor to the former governor of Edo State, that's Godwin Obaseki. Gentlemen, thank you for staying with me. Now, Barrister Emwanta, before we went on that break, I did promise you, I said when we return, I'd allow you to complete your line of thought. So the floor is yours. Briefly, you are trying to react to some of the things Shedrach has said.
Yeah, just to react to those litany of lies he put out. First, he talked about Move Monkey. That was a business Obaseki had, whereby the vehicles he was supposed to give to commissioners, he warehoused them somewhere, and brought in a private company from Lagos, as if he was running an Uber business. But just beside that, he gave commissioners 2.5 million quarterly, what we call the grants. At the end of the day, the money he paid for that 4-year period went to these commissioners, not as a loan, but as a grant. So this one government that, dwelt more in corruption, because those vehicles were over 300. By the time Senator Okpebholo came in, over 200 of those vehicles were missing. And as I speak to you, we still have over 100 vehicles that are missing. So unfortunately, you have one government that failed in providing for public officials who served under them, and you see people from that same government come out to run their mouth on national TV. Here's a governor that has provided, I'm talking of the present governor, who has provided, an opportunity for those working to have at least a single official vehicle. So if they talk about billions being spent, how come, as special advisor, I'm here to have a vehicle? Because these things are done procedurally. He made a very stupid remark concerning the office occupy. I'm special advisor to the governor on legal matters. That has nothing to do with the office of the Attorney General. The House of Assembly approved 20 advisors, and the governor's policy is that when you have an advisor, his duty is to advise. I've taught law for over 10 years as a constitutional lawyer, and I give quality advice to the governor of Edo State. So if Shedrach has a problem with that, he should wait till after 4 years. If the party loses the election, he should wait for another 4 years.
All right.
Because once a governor comes in, the Constitution allows him under Section 5 to appoint advisors.
All right.
So he's just talking out of ignorance.
All right. Barrister Emwanta, thank you so much.
We have a special advisor
thank you so much. Thank you so much. You've raised some questions up, and let's give Shedrach the opportunity to respond. Shedrach, another allegation is the amount of money spent on foreign trips by the current administration. You are trying to nibble on that, and I said we'll get to that. You made reference to the Bureau of Statistics, where, of course, about over 3 billion plus, has been spent on foreign trips. And the question around, okay, fine, if you travel, which the PDP is raising is that, look, if you travel, it's fine, but is it, concurrent or equivalent with the FDI? So I'd like you to speak on the allegations of spending so much to travel out of the state and the value it's bringing to the state, which your party, the PDP, has raised.
Like I said, this government is very, very clueless in its policy direction. Okpebholo has not been able to attract one foreign direct investment for 3.5 billion spent on foreign travels. There is no white man. He could not even attract even an albino to say, oh, he brought an albino, let us manage this. Nothing of that nature. And the man just keeps throwing money as problem. There's nothing Okpebholo has engaged in that has yielded any meaningful results. When he spoke about his special advisor, point to any other state in this country that they have Attorney General as the chief legal advisor to the governor. They have a Solicitor General, and they also have a Director of Public Prosecution. And yet they now created this more ignorant office for this young man who wants to be helping them to spread out loud truths and outright lies in public domain just to hang it somewhere. It's talking of God.
Mr. Shedrach, please focus on the issues and not on the person.
He has no office. So when we talk about the issue of I think Okpebholo has not been able to engage in any meaningful project. No project, nothing of that. What they are doing in terms of development is that in Edo State, in all of Edo State, Okpebholo has not started a 5-kilometer road. What's 5? 3 kilometers. There's no 3-kilometer road he has done. What he cited is that Rama Park flyover which is a white elephant project that he borrowed 100 billion naira to run. And he now went to peg another one in Adesua, and he said he had approved since May, 25th of May, he had approved 25% upfront payment for that project. If you go there today, this is September. There's no shovel, not even a shovel has been dug into that ground to say that they want to start any construction. After 25% have been paid for over 4 months now. When he talks about the Edo North, virtually nothing is happening in Edo North. It's only in Edo Central that is trying to open some roads, open some community, because it is struggling with the issue of legitimacy. Why the Court of Competent Judicial said Monday Okpebholo is governor of Edo State, we, the Court of Public Opinion, have said Monday Okpebholo is not the governor because he does not have the rightful lawful votes that we needed to declare him a governor. So even when he used rigging, suppression, and vote buying to win Edo North and Edo South.
All right, Shedrach, thank you so much. Shedrach, I need to come in here because we are managing time. Thank you. Let's hear from Barrister Emwanta. Barrister Emwanta, these foreign trips that the governor has been accused of, spending billions of naira, there are questions as regards what value is it bringing to the state? And if at all these foreign trips are justified. My question is to you, Barrister Emwanta.
Okay, thank you. There's a difference between people meeting in beer parlor to give gossips and what this young man, Shedrach, says is a court of public opinion. Because what he's referring to is actually what he got from Bush Radio, because there's nothing like that, in the website of the National Bureau of Statistics, because in terms of transparency, this is one government, the government of Senator Monday Okpebholo, that thrives in transparency. Since he became governor, he has never embarked on any foreign trip. This is the very first time he'll be leaving the shores of Nigeria. And the good thing about his developmental projects is that they are visible for Edo people to see. The flyover project at Igboba is the first ever in our state, which is trying to castigate. He talked about the other project at Madesua Junction. There's a difference, but maybe he does not know. It's unfortunate that he was in government and he doesn't know government language. When a project is approved by ESCO, is different from when payment is made. As we speak, negotiations are on with owners of properties on that particular stretch on how compensation will be made. Because unfortunately for them, they don't know that it is only when this is complete, work can start. But for the project at Igboba Hill, the work is more than 70% complete, which I think they are not happy about. This is one governor that keeps driving development across the three senatorial districts.
All right.
He has brought back Edo Line, he's brought back Bender Breweries. These are legacy projects previous administration failed to fix.
All right.
And even more than that, in the area of education, he has invested way above what the previous administrations invested in education.
All right, Barrister Emwanta, I'll come back to you, Barrister Emwanta. I'll come back to you, Barrister Emwanta. Just quickly.
$500 million.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Shedrach, just quickly, in 30 seconds, what would be your advice to the government of Edo State, the current government, the current administration, in 30 seconds? Shedrach, are you there? I think we have a bit of connectivity issues there with Shedrach, but I'd like to take your parting remarks, Barrister Emwanta.
Democracy is about the people, and this is one governor that has made public and people-oriented, policies and programs so visible. And in terms of actualization of his campaign promise, across sectors, security has been able to deal with the problem of cultism and kidnapping. In the area of health, all the hospitals abandoned by Obaseki, he has fixed them. In the area of education, you discover that the policies have human face. 1 billion bursary was made available to Edo students. In the area of the economy, he has provided $1 billion sinking fund for market women. Urban market that was abandoned by successive administration is making this a modern facility, and it will cut across the three senatorial districts. Agriculture, of course, is receiving
Barrister Emwanta, thank you so much.
More than 50%, of the budget.
Thank you so much, Barrister Emwanta. Thank you.
Here to serve Edo people and is doing just that.
All right, thank you so much. Shedrach, I understand we have you back. In 30 seconds, your final remark.
All those things is just spewing their own half-truths and half-truth lies. Monday Okpebholo has done nothing in education apart from renovating 1 or 2 schools. The lady they brought in to be head Subeb does not have even an SSC qualification to stand as Subeb chairman. They are all wishing away our resources. What we know is that Okpebholo is not the biggest content creator in Edo State. There's nothing happening about governance. The only thing they are bothered about is 2.5 million votes. He spoke about the cultism they are fighting. The cultism is only a tool that have been using to oppress PDP members in joining the APC. They did it to even the House of Rep member that we had, and they oppressed the man with cultism, threatening to destroy his building, and he went into the APC. There is nothing. He can't measure any project apart from flyover. That's the only thing they say. There is no road.
All right, thank you so much, Shedrach. Thank you for your time. It's been a pleasure having you speak on the program this evening. I would appreciate it, Barrister Emwanta, some issues that he raised, if you can just respond in 30 seconds, just to clear the air.
Cultism is a problem that we inherited from the Obaseki administration, and it has been dealt with frontally. Marcus Honorable, who joined us on his own volition. Nobody compelled anybody to join the APC. It is only a moving train that people join, not a sinking ship like the PDP. And if you ask Shedrach, he cannot tell you the faction of the party he belongs to. He's just running his mouth like a blender without a cover. Spittoon coming out from his mouth.
All right, gentlemen. We need to go. We need to go. Thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure having you speak with us this evening. Barrister Adaze Emwanta, Special Advisor to the Edo State Governor on legal matters, and also Shedrach Udugbai, Special Advisor to the former Governor of Edo State, Governor Godwin Obaseki. Gentlemen, once again, thank you for your time.